Good morning, everyone. It's Monday again. Time to record another Monday Flosstube update. I really missed not doing it last week. You know, even though I was not in any shape, way, or form to record one, 2 weeks has felt like a really long time. So it makes me feel like I'm glad that I have sort of a schedule that I do it every Monday, because otherwise it feels, you know, trying to remember everything that I want to tell you and show you, it becomes daunting. So I made some notes over the last week so that I would remember, and of course those notes are on my phone, which I'm using to record this video. So I'm hopeful that I'm going to remember the few things that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned today. I like how everybody shows their mugs at the beginning and tells a little bit about it. So I thought I would share today's mug that I'm drinking out of is my Debbie Bliss knitting mug, and it's the stocking stitch mug. And what I like about this one, and of course you can't see it because the inside of my cup is dirty with coffee, and the inside of it, it's the little direction how to do the stocking stitch. So my daughter thinks it's quite funny. Anyways, delicious coffee this morning, as usual. Okay, so the first thing that I wrote down that I wanted to share with you today, I have had lots of questions about the Silks for You silks that I purchased a few months ago. A month ago? Let's see, I have the note here. So the end of February, I purchased them, and they arrived beginning of March. So beginning of March. And when I first shared them with you, I gave the color number for one of the hanks, but I neglected to give the numbers for the other two hanks that I showed. And of course, I have had a few people ask, you know, what were the color numbers, because they thought they were as gorgeous as I did, I'm assuming, and wanted to know exactly which ones it was that I had ordered. So I'm going to share those again with you right now. And I will put the numbers in the drop-down box after, when I'm editing, if I remember. I'll try to remember. Okay, so the first one was this sort of lighter blue hank, and these are full hanks. So you can see the variegation in there. It's a little hard to see. I think that's pretty good. It's just a beautiful, beautiful blue. And the number on that is PR013. PR013. And that's this lighter blue. The darker blue, it's kind of like an electric royal blue. And it really is very vibrant. I hope this is showing up true as it looks. So this number is PR075. PR075 for the electric blue. Oh, I just love this. I think this has ink circles written all over it, don't you think? One of those, you know, large scale, either Cirque de Coeur or Cirque de Triangle, one of those. Love it. Okay, and the last one was my raspberry hank, this color here, which I think says modern folk embroidery. What do you think? One of his large Quaker designs. Oh, I just love it. It's beautiful. And it's showing up a little bit more raspberry on the screen than I think it is. Well, I don't know. It's actually pretty close. It's vibrant and very rich. Beautiful color. And that is PR014. That's the number of that one there. Okay, so I hope that helps. And again, I will repeat myself in the box below, and I will write those numbers down again. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was a shout out to Ginger Gerald and a new series that Gerald has started on his channel called Confessions of a Flosstuber. And Gerald has become a good friend, and I really, really like what he's doing with this series. He's interviewing other Flosstubers and other people who are involved in our community and getting to know them a little bit better and sharing those interviews with us. So Minty Stitcher was the first episode 2 weeks ago. His next episode is coming out tomorrow. And so yeah, I'm excited about his new series, and I think he's done a great job, and it's a lot of fun to watch. So if you're not subscribed to Ginger Gerald already, you may want to check out all of his videos that he has to offer. So that was the second thing I wanted to remember to tell you, and the third thing was, a new Flosstuber, Lisa Bluegrass Stitcher. And I will put her link in the drop down box below for her video. She's a brand new Flosstuber. She recorded her first episode last week and shared it with everyone, and I thought she did a great job. And so I just wanted to give her a little shout out because she's brand new, and I think you'll really enjoy watching her. And I think that was it, since I don't have my notes in front of me. This is typical me, make the notes. Half organized, right? I'm half organized. The notes are on my phone, but of course I'm recording with the phone. Oh my goodness. One of these times I'll get it right. Okay, so I started with the things that I wanted to remember. So now I can feel like I've done a good job. Not really. Anyway, show and tell. I have some show and tell today. I finished something. I finished the Hand Blessings Eileen Gurok Needlework Designs. This is the picture from the original pattern, and Finding a Bird's Nest is the title of the design. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a picture of my finish, because this has already been sent on its way to its intended recipient. So, but I did want to share that I had finished it, because it's a finish. I finished something. It was a small, but I finished it. So it counts for show and tell. Now, I used 28 count linen. It's a natural linen in it's just a natural linen. So it was a bit stiff, but it stitched up beautifully, and I used just a DMC floss, and it was in a blue color. I know I've said the number before offhand. I cannot remember to share that with you again. If anyone is really super interested, I can look it up. If you are, leave me a comment and I will look it up and answer your question below. So I'm going to insert a picture here of my finish because I made sure to document the fact that I had a finish. So right here. And I wrote it down in my book that I have been keeping track of things that I have started and finished. So it feels really good. So let's hope that I can continue working towards my goal of having a fair number more finishes this year. That's the plan, because they feel really good. The only problem is that the projects that I stitch are so blooming big that it's hard to finish them. And I knit and sew and teach and do all of those other kinds of things. So I needed about an extra 6 hours in my day. I think 6 hours would do it. That would be plenty. Anyway, so I've done things. I think I'm going to do things a little differently today. And you guys tell me whether you like this or not, whether this works, because I have when I watch the videos, when I edit the videos, I'm always a little dissatisfied with how my projects look when I share them with you, because Flosstube is all about sharing the stitching and sharing what it looks like, and I don't think that I'm sharing what it really looks like. It's not an accurate representation of how beautiful it is. And I know that in real life things are always way more gorgeous than they are in photographs or video, because I don't have $1 million setup here, the lighting is not right, so on and so forth. So what I did was I took some video close-ups of my major whips that I worked on the past 2 weeks. And I thought that instead of, you know, showing them here in great detail and talking about them, I'll talk about them a little bit. And then I'm going to insert the little video that I took. Now, I didn't talk during those videos, so I'll just maybe insert some music over top. I'm not quite sure yet. Feel free to chime in with your opinion. Yes music, no music, don't care. So the first one that I want to share with you is Amtrak. Sampler Cove. Sampler Cove Amtrak. And this is the design that I worked on during Friday's Stitch With Me video. And the photograph that came with the pattern. Now, something interesting that I don't know that I shared on Friday. I am actually now stitching on Amtrak upside down. So if you didn't know that, the way the pattern goes, you need to flip it around. And what was on the top of what I was working on is actually the bottom. So I'll show you the picture the way that it is supposed to be, right side up. And see, of course, because it's hard to tell. Let me see. See, even I can't tell which side is supposed to be up, which side is supposed to be down. Oh dear. I can't remember. You know what? Yeah, it's this way, I think. Oh, honestly, I'm just going to show you because I can't remember. So this is the picture of what the pattern looks like. And I believe, top right corner, I think that this is the way the pattern is written. I think. It's either that way or this way, the way I had it originally. Does it matter? I don't think so. Anyways, I just wanted you to know that if you, there have been a few people that have been convinced that they needed this pattern in their stash. And so I know that Letitia posted a link in the Facebook group where she found her copy. I believe it's European Cross Stitch. And she may have ordered a copy for herself, and there may have been a few other people who ordered it for themselves as well. So when you receive your copy of the pattern, don't be surprised that you look at it and you think, oh, but Caroline was stitching it this way. What's going on? And again, Caroline can't remember which way she was stitching it. So it doesn't matter. Any way up, shape, side, hang it on a diagonal. It's gorgeous. It is absolutely stunning. So I am stitching this on a 25 count Lugana, 1/1, one strand of silk over one thread. I always mix that up. It's one thread that I'm using over, so one strand over one, 1/1. You know what I mean. You all know what I mean. It's Monday and I need a bit more coffee, I think. Okay, so Amtrak by Sampler Cove. And I'm going to insert the video of my progress right here. Enjoy. You know, whenever I revisit a piece that I haven't worked on in a long time, I'm happy that my tastes haven't changed. I'm happy that, you know, I genuinely really still love the things that I started so many years ago. And I'm really grateful for that because of the fact that the way that I like to work, I do like to make these massive projects that take me a long time, but because I don't have the staying power to stay with it from beginning to end and only work on that one thing, I'm grateful that the money that I invested is not wasted, because I am just as in love with it today as I was a few years ago when I started it. So I am using a Vicky Clayton silk, again, old stash, and I spoke about what the colors were on Friday's video. These silks are no longer available for purchase, and I believe that Diana on the Facebook group posted a picture of the called for threads, and I believe there were 2 Gloriana silks and 1 needlepoint ink silk that the original pattern calls for. But you know what? The thing with these designs, it takes 3 colors. That's it. There are 3 colors in this design. Pick 3 of your own colors. Pick 3 colors that you love, and, you know, work whatever you like. I know Gerald is a big fan of gold, you know, mustard colors and things like that. And could you see that with some royal blue and some, you know, a rich gold color along with maybe a gray. I think that you can really make these patterns. They're just a jumping off point for your imagination. But anyways, loving it. Really happy to be working on that again. So again, 25 count Lugana 1/1. The other big project, main project that I've been working on over the last 2 weeks is my modern folk embroidery piece, the Mystery Sal. And I have that here with me. So I'll just quickly show you the real deal, and then I'll pop in a little close-up video. So here's where I'm at. And yeah, so I'm still not done part 1. However, I'm taking my time with this one because it's not like, I don't know how to describe it. A lot happens with just a little bit of work. You don't have to do a lot in order for there to be huge effect. Like the bird, you know, in one evening, all I did was stitch the little bird, and that's all I did. And then last night I finished the reindeer, and it was so satisfying. It was like finishing its own little project within a project. So it made me very happy. And I can tell that this is the kind of project that I'm not really going to want to end. So I'm quite happy for this project to take as long as it takes. And I'm really, really loving it. Vicky Clayton hand-dyed fibers with some Zafra Cobalt from my stash, and also mixing in some Zafra Cobalt from a very kind person who sent me some extra. And you know who you are. And I can't say enough about the kindness and generosity and quick thinkingness of this community. You know, I talked about the needle trolley on Friday, and I must have had 20 people immediately jump in and say, I use a needle trolley, I love it, this is what I use, and this is how I use it, and this is why I love it. And I had people offer to send me a needle trolley. I had people offer to find me the phone number for where they bought their needle trolley. And it was amazing. And you guys are fantastic. It's just a wealth of knowledge. Like, that's what I love about doing these videos and making Flosstube videos, because I feel like every time I post something, every time I post a video, I'm learning something as well. And it's just fun. It's so fun. So thank you very much. All right, those were my 2 major whips. And because they're large scale pieces and I finished the small one, that was really, stitching wise, that was all I worked on this week. I've been working really hard on a sock that I'm knitting because I really am hoping to have it finished by the next time we record the Fiber Friends podcast. Don't tell the girls because I want it to be a secret. But I'm really trying to motor my way through that sock. So that has been taking up a bit of time as well. And my mom's blanket. I'm also working on that, making sure I get a few rows done every day. So that's it for whips. And I shared my show and tell, and I remembered my newsy bits. I think that's it, other than a really quick little shop update. I think that's it for me today. So the weather is beautiful outside today. It is supposed to go up to 18 degrees Celsius, which is gorgeous and warm. It is a perfect day to go for a walk. So I'm going to put in a little video of a little walk that we took yesterday with the dog. And you know, the daffodils are starting to come up. There's the little teeny flowers that pop up in everybody's lawn in the first few early days of spring. I'm well aware that you all know how much I love snow. And, you know, I am always a little sad to see the end of winter. And I was thinking about that this morning because, you know, it's not that I don't like summer. In fact, I love weather, period. I love weather. Snow, rainstorms, you know, sun. I love it all. The thing for me is that snow signifies being at home in the winter and being snug and cozy. As soon as the weather warms up and the air change, like the smell in the air changes, I start to feel a little antsy because I need to be at the cottage. And that's it in a nutshell. I feel like I need to be at the cottage. And so I'm happiest here in the winter when it's snowing because that's when I'm very much a homebody. I love being at home. I love being cozy, and the snow makes me feel cozy. I love watching the snow. But then as soon as the weather warms up and it's, you know, I'm wondering what's going on up north. I want to see what's coming to life at the cottage where it's quiet and where I'm supposed to be right about now. But you know, life doesn't work that way. And we are very lucky to live in a place where we have wonderful neighbors and a great school for the kids. So I realize that, you know, I have to bide my time for the next couple of months. But it's a little bit hard. And I think that's the reason why I'm always so crazy about the snow. And I don't know. I don't mind the snow so much because I'm happy to be here when it's snowing. But as soon as the weather changes, I get ants in my pants and I'm ready to be at the cottage. So anyways, speaking of the cottage, John is hoping to open up in the next couple of weeks. We had a very hard winter this year, much, much colder than in years past. So there is still ice on the water. And of course, so the water's not open yet. In a nutshell, basically there is still ice, and that's very dangerous to travel in a boat, obviously, when there is ice. If you know it's under the water, you can't see it, you can run into it, you can hit it with your boat. Iceberg, right? So it's not safe to go over yet, and it's a lot later this year than it has been for the last few years. Normally by this point, the end of April is pretty safe, and he's gone up with his dad to, you know, put the docks in and open up the cottage, start everything up. There's always a process when we open the cottage, and there's a process when we close the cottage. There's a process that he does. I don't do any of that. I just show up with my stuff and move in. So it's very late this year, and even next weekend is probably still not going to be quite ready to go. But we're hopeful that in 2 weeks that he'll be able to go up with his dad and start the process. And then we hope to maybe make it up a couple of weekends before the summer starts. We'll just have to wait and see, because with my daughter being so busy in the city now, you know, and I've got work to do as well in order to prepare to move up north for the entire summer. I'm not quite sure. And that's very normal for us. He will either go up with one or both kids, or he'll go up on his own and I will stay here. And then we sort of do that for the next 6 months. So we've gotten very used to that kind of routine. So anyways, about the cottage. What I would like to do, and if you're interested in this, so if you're interested, it's kind of like, if you're interested, raise your hand. I thought I would, I do the Monday video and I do the Friday Stitch With Me video. I was wondering if you might be interested, because a lot of times people really only come for the stitching for Flosstube videos. But sometimes other people like to know other things that are going on in your life, but really not everybody does. So I thought I would take the cottage information, not entirely out of the Monday Flosstube episode, but I would add another smaller weekly video once a week where I shared a little bit more about the cottage and where we live up north, where we're off the grid for 2 or 3 months. And I thought I would share more about the island. I would share more about the travel, how we get back and forth, our different power sources, the wildlife that's up there, the how we cope, because it's a bit different. It's a bit unique, and it's kind of special. So, but I also don't want to take up a Flosstube episode with that information for those really who aren't interested. So I thought I would start an extra little video, maybe do it in the middle of the week. Those of you who watched me last summer know that data is an issue in the summer because we do not have Wi-Fi up there. And so I had to be really, really careful with my data usage last summer. My husband is working on a solution. We think we have a solution where I will have slightly more data available to me this coming summer than I did last summer. So that's why I'm thinking that I might be able to post an extra video. I won't be able to watch a ton of videos. I won't be able to watch everybody else's Flosstube during those few months that I'm at the summer, but I should be able to post a little more regularly. And I will also be able to be a lot more active on Instagram and Facebook, more so than last year, because those are also big data users for me and for us as a family. So, and plus we're at the cottage. I shouldn't be on my devices all summer long, and neither should my kids. So in a nutshell, that's something that I'm thinking about. Something, if you're interested in that, let me know, because then I can sort of guess, or not guess, but I can tailor what I maybe record video of what you're interested in seeing. If you have any questions about how we live, or things that are up there, we have rattlesnakes, we have bears, we have beavers, we have loons, we have, the wildlife is amazing. It's quiet. What else can I say? We're off the grid. So we survive on propane, generator, and solar. And it's a spectacular, really special place. It's not for everybody. Not everybody loves it. But if you're into that kind of thing, you might find it interesting. Anyways, enough about that. Here I went on and on about how, Flosstube people don't want to know about all that junk. And then I just went on about it for, 10 minutes. So anyways, I will probably start as soon as the cottage is open and we are going up there. I will start recording videos so that you maybe see a little bit of our process about how we prepare, how I prepare for the summer, because I move up there for the whole summer. So I pack up my small business, I pack up the family, and I move myself up there. And then because Sarah is older now, she goes back and forth. John still works in town in the summer, so he comes back and forth. And it's a lot of fun. So I hope you're interested in that. And if no one watches them, I might just record them for myself, because I think they're going to be fun to do. So that's it for me for that. I have a very quick shop update, and then I'll let you get about your day. So I have started I'm going to be making a few one-of-a-kind bags, because they're fun to make. And I like to sew, and I like to be, I like to daydream about new things. So I made a special, one-of-a-kind wedge tote bag with a lovely strap. And I did some machine embroidery on the twill that's on the top. And I did that on both sides. And so this is, and because they're one of a kind, they're the size that happens to come out of whatever fabric I have available. So this was, it is a very generous, it's larger than a medium. So, you know, it's a pretty big bag. If you're a knitter, I would easily fit 3, maybe 4 skeins of yarn in here. So, and I am planning on making some one-of-a-kind cross-stitch bags as well, flat totes. I have some ideas in mind for some quilted bags using some strips that I have in my scrap bin that look really nice together. So that's coming up. I have one of these sets left. This is a medium wedge tote set. Gorgeous fabric. I love this one. The inside is just a simple, light little floral in a beige color. There's a side strap, and this one comes with a notions pouch in a coordinated fabric. Now I had 9 of these available, and I sold 8 of them over the weekend. So, and again, just as a little reminder, if you are interested in seeing the new bags that I put up in the shop, I usually always post them on Instagram. And you can follow our little shop on Instagram at Evertotes, and I'll put the information on the screen, and the information is also in the drop-down box below. I have one of those sets left. The other set that I have available, and I have a few extras of these in the shop, this is a medium flat cross-stitch tote with some super cute, I mean, I love those scissors. Look at the scissors. They are so cute. There's a navy twill on the bottom. And then the inside, I used one of my favorite fabrics on the inside. This blue floral on the inside, which I think is so pretty. And then I did a small notions tote, and I love the fabric of the notions tote as much as the scissors. Just a sort of dressmaking fabric with the pins and the thimbles, the spools. And then there's an old sewing machine on that as well. So I have a few of those, and that's it. There's a few other, you know, there's always stuff in the shop here and there. So if anything catches your fancy, thank you for looking. Thank you for supporting the shop. And we have some really, really fun fabrics coming down the line in the next couple of months. I have fabric lined up for the next couple of months worth of bags that will be going in the shop. I try to put out 1 or 2 new sets every week. So, you know, 1 new fabric, and I'll make, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 bags of that set as I go. So I always have more time in the summer to sew, so you'll notice that the shop will probably be a little more full over the few months that we're running the business from the cottage. That's it for me today, guys. Happy Monday, happy week ahead. I will see you on Friday for Friday Off the Grid. If you have not joined the Facebook group yet, because you don't like Facebook or you just don't want to hang out, well, let me just say this. You're missing out, because it is really the best thing I have ever done on Facebook is, you know, hang out with the group of people that are on that Facebook group. It is kind, it is well-spirited, you know, the stitching is amazing. The projects that people are posting are phenomenal. You know, I can't tell you how many times I have almost deleted my Facebook app because I thought, why am I doing this? Facebook, I don't need Facebook in my life. And then we started this group, and it has completely changed my mind about Facebook because I love this group, and the people that are on it are amazing. So join us. If you haven't, you don't have to participate. You can just be a member and just enjoy all of the amazing stitching that will come through your feed, because absolutely incredible. That's it for me today, guys. Really, I'm saying goodbye again. Somebody stop me, because I can keep talking for another 10 minutes. Have a good week. I hope the weather is nice where you are. I hope that you have lots of time to put some X's in your project, and I will see you on Friday. Happy stitching.